So I want to go to Charlie Kirk, who had some words of advice for Taylor Swift upon her engagement because he sees an opportunity here. So obviously, she went woke during the campaign and endorsed Kamala. But Charlie Kirk has a theory that now that she's going to get married and maybe have a bunch of children, that the process of passing little ones through her birth canal will turn her MAGA and pro-America.
Taylor Swift fan. However, I think there's actually something here that we should all celebrate. How often do we on this program talk about the 3 M's make you a better citizen and more conservative, which of course is mortgage, marriage, and mating. And so Taylor Swift obviously has plenty of mortgages. She's got more homes than I'll ever have. She's incredibly wealthy. But maybe one of the reasons why Taylor Swift has been so just kind of annoyingly liberal over the last couple of years is that she's not yet married and she doesn't have children. I say this non-sarcastically. I say this as a husband and a father. Having children changes you. Getting married changes you. And I hope that...
Become a mother and you're like, you know what? On second thought, throw those immigrants to the alligators. Fuck them. Fuck them. I'm a parent now.
America's biggest pop star marrying the pharmaceutical spokesperson ends up conservatizing them.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Swift might de-radicalize herself. She might come back down to reality. I want them to have lots of children.
Quite a radical.
It teaches you something about yourself.
She was going to be the Cracker Barrel mascot. Right? What was she? Gay communism? What was it? Gay.
What was it?
Gay something communism.
Gay race communism.
Gay race communism night.
Yeah.
She played gay race communism night at Cracker Barrel Fest.
Deep down, I think Taylor Swift actually was raised as a conservative that has gotten kind of caught up in this metropolitan liberal stuff, and she doesn't quite have an attachment to the conservative backbone that she was raised in, but this might reattach her in the best possible way. And I'm not saying this sarcastically. I've seen this happen time and time again. When people start to get married and have children, it starts to change your politics. It starts to clarify your worldview. And for Taylor Swift, who obviously is very popular and incredibly supported, Taylor Swift might go from a cat lady to a J.D. Vance supporter. And I think we should celebrate that.
Yeah.
I think that Taylor Swift having 2 or 3 children.
No more freedom
She
flotillas.
should have more children than she has houses. That is my challenge, Taylor Swift. And I'm not being sarcastic. I think that if she ends up having children, she'll stop this kind of liberal endorsing Joe Biden nonsense. And we want Taylor Swift on Team America.
It's so weird and off-putting that you take such an interest in how many children she has. Like, it's so fucking strange that you care about this. Like I said, this is just the flip side of like the liberal culture thing. Like,
it's so crazy that these women share around those Handmaid's Tale memes. I wonder why they do that.
Yeah, like what the hell do you? First of all, she's how old is she? Like 35. So the biological clock is ticking. I don't know, Charlie.
I think she might be older than that.
All right. I don't know if she has time to have like 8 or 9 kids. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the standard you're looking for is.
We want you to leave the island of the Wokies. And we would welcome you with open arms. One of the reasons...
you're making a hell of a sales pitch here. This sounds great. Yeah, why would the most beloved pop star in the world who can have anything she wants, why wouldn't she hitch her wagon to your star? Yeah, you're really making it sound terrific.
Why so many...
Good.
Also, this is part of the problem with the argument. Yeah, there's a certain phenomena where a lot of times once people have kids, they can get more conservative about, the local education system and property taxes and crime and that kind of thing. What you and your ilk represent is not in any way anything that we traditionally would have recognized as conservatism.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
This is a lot of angry man children being led around by a lot of corrupt grifting podcasters.
Yeah.
So like, why would what you represent appeal to her? That's not, you're not a conservative, you're a fucking mutant.
Right. Yes, exactly.
And we would welcome you with open arms. One of the reasons why so many people on the right have been just skeptical or at least a little bit negative on Taylor Swift is up until this point, that's not a great role model for young women to wait all the way until you're 35 and just put your career first. We just talked about this with Katie Miller. However,
Just become the most successful singer of the last 40 years. That's a terrible role model because she didn't
awful choice.
because she doesn't have 8 children now at this point in her life. That means she's a bad role model.
there's a great chance to change that. It's a great chance for Taylor Swift now to get married and have a ton of children. You can certainly afford it, Taylor. And Taylor Swift has been all, through America and the ups and the downs. And if you feel that violent shaking in your home, that is the earthquake of the pop culture. If you hear that high-pitched scream, those are the young ladies on your block screaming. And honestly, Pfizer pays well, baby. I mean, Pfizer pays the bills. That is quite a ring, Mr. Kelsey. I'm impressed.
He's referring to the fact that he did the Pfizer ads for the vaccine, Kelsey. Now, I don't think, players should do pharma ads. I'm not for that, but the guy's won 3 Super Bowls. The guy's one of the best players in the history of his position. That's what bought the rings, not the Pfizer ads. The guy's got plenty of money independent of those Pfizer ads.
I got to be honest. We don't know exactly how much Pfizer paid you to peddle that product.
It's not like the Kansas City Chiefs pay anything.
You brought in the Benjamins, sir. That is some impressive. They pay
$18 an hour.
That right there has its own zip code. I'm impressed.
Yeah. Maybe in St. Louis they pay that.
All kidding and sarcasm aside, this is something that I hope will make Taylor Swift more conservative. Engage in reality more and get outside of the abstract clouds. Reject feminism. Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge. And most importantly, I can't wait to go to a Taylor Kelsey concert. I can't say it without laughing. You got to change your name.
Yeah, she's got to take his name.
You don't really mean it.
Of course. No, you can't be MAGA if you don't take your husband's name. You got to change from Taylor Swift, which is what? Taylor Swift, that entity, that's probably what? About a $10 billion brand at this point. You got to change to Travis Kelsey and submit to your husband because you're not in control anymore. Yeah, what freaks, man. Like, what utter freaks. Like, how off-putting are these people? It's just, this is what I mean, man. You got, like we talked, this and the last segment sort of complement each other, man. You've got a bunch of fucking weirdos running this place, man. Between the Democrats and the Republicans, man, what a freak show this has turned into.
Well, didn't you say Amanda went through like a fanatical Second Amendment phase after the twins, but it turned out to be postpartum?
Yeah. Well, that's why it took long to get an apartment because we have like 35 guns that we have to move around from place to place.
Spooks them.
Yeah, right.
Spooks them.
Yeah, spooks people.
Watching somebody like Charlie Kirk, okay, he's been at this since he's a teenager, so there's a core belief in these kinds of ideas, but I think once it becomes your business in that way, a lot of it is just about the Benjamins.
Yeah, you need a take.
Like,
you need a clickbaity Taylor Swift take.
Clickbait. Let me say the craziest, most outrageous thing that I can.
Right.
That's going to go viral. And the kind of people who actually think I'm worth taking seriously, they'll love that take. The more extreme, the better. Like Charlie Kirk seems like a smart guy. I can't believe he actually believes half of that. But he knows that that's going to play well with his audience of, frankly, incels, man.
Right.
Like, look, when I say that, I feel bad for the young bloods, man. I feel bad for the young bloods. If I were coming up today, I don't know how you wind up not being an incel. With the political complications of courting today, with all of that out there, combined with this option which did not exist, obviously, when I was coming up. So you could avoid all of the normal terrifying rites of passage, which are like 10 times more terrifying than they were when I was a teenager, and they were pretty terrifying then. And you could have a fake sex life, you could have a fake social life, you could have fake intimacy, and you're a teenager still sorting out the world, and you got to choose between the very hard road and the very easy one. I get it. I don't blame them. I feel bad for them. I probably would have been like that myself. But people like Charlie Kirk, I have no sympathy for, because he's just taking advantage of them and
Right.
reinforcing it. He's not telling them anything that's helpful. He's keeping them exactly where they are.
Right. Like the subtext of all of this, and from Charlie Kirk, and the this whole sort of faction of like the influencer space, the subtext is that you, the audience, are not getting laid because women value the wrong thing.
Yes.
Right. And the fact that they're out there fucking everybody else and not you means there's something wrong
Right.
with them.
Right.
And that they, now that they've
Right.
chosen the path of God and settled down with one man, now they should perform their wifely, womanly duties as God intended and populate the earth and submit to
Right.
your husband. And the reason you're miserable is because you can't find a woman to do that, because there aren't that many women like that out there because of liberalism and wokeism and feminism. Right.
Yep,
Like that is
that's
what
it.
they're marketing
That's
to
it.
people.
Right.
And that gives people a certain solace that their own situation is not their fault. And like I said, I sympathize with Russ to a large extent. It's not their fault. But to sell people this sort of bitterness and resentment is only pushing them further down the hole of social isolation. Right. It's not
Well,
empowering them to dig out of it.
Well, and you're also making the case that Christianity at its height was really a get laid tactic for incels.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Exactly. That should be the title of the episode.
You have to fuck me. You're my wife now.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Please clap.